reality is...
What's going on? So, I'm that, like, Beat Saber Maul guy from these videos, also known as Get Hip. You know, like, comment, subscribe. The last, like, I don't know, I mean, dude, however, since, like, literally since the first time I showed off any Maul stuff on my channel, I've been constantly bombarded and asked how I made this and how this is built. Took inspiration for my design from a fellow Mauler called Rage Sack for my initial design with Vive trackers. As anyone who's followed my channel knows, I've constantly improved this, and now I'm at a point where I can split the entire thing in half and go into just regular 2 sabers. So this is what I get asked most of all. We'll run down the build, show you guys what you need, and hopefully help some of you guys out who have been looking to get into mauling. So first things first, get yourself some Vive trackers. Obviously you're gonna have to be on Index or a Vive. Unfortunately, I mean, there are ways to get Vive trackers to work with Oculus, but you're gonna need some lighthouses, and there's a bunch of hoops you gotta bunch of fucking hoops you gotta jump through for that. But provided that you're on Vive or Index, this should be relatively easy for you. You're just gonna need some Vive trackers. Obviously you're gonna need 2 of them. These are about 90 to 100 bucks depending on where you get them from, and you're going to need to follow Rage Sack's tutorial on how to trick Steam VR into thinking that these are Vive controllers, so then it works properly with Beat Saber, and how to set up key bindings. I'll leave the link to that tutorial in the description down below. But yeah, 2 Vive trackers and follow the tutorial on how to set that up. Now, in terms of mounting them, I use a carbon fiber tube. I've of course cut this into 2 pieces so then I can split it apart. I will explain how it splits apart in a minute. Cut it to whatever size you want, or just, I don't know, it might arrive in the size you want it anyway, in which case, okay bro. In terms of mounting the actual Vive trackers, I used GoPro mounts because these have little screw threads in the bottom of them. Screw onto most GoPro mounts and camera mounts, so super fucking easy, and they just screw right on. So I needed a way to mount this GoPro mount to the carbon fiber. There's multiple ways you can do this, but the way I did it, I actually got some pieces from ProTube. I'll leave the link to them down in the description below. But these are pieces of ProTube, and I have bolted this GoPro mount to this ProTube piece, which then tightens itself onto the carbon fiber. I did this for the other end as well. The biggest question I've gotten, how the fuck do you split it apart? So a lot of people think I use magnets, which is interesting, although I haven't been able to find any magnets or some sort of clamp or lock that holds this well enough. So I actually ended up going with, like, the most simple option you could think of. I got one of these ProTube mounts, the same ProTube mount, cut the top off of it. As you can see, this is just another ProTube mount, but with the top piece cut off of it. Easy to just literally cut off the top piece. I just sliced it in half with a fucking saw, dude. Easy clapper, mate. And then used the bolt on the side to tighten it. So these attach through just literally tightening them with an Allen key. So what that means is it tightens this top piece as well. So it tightens it to the carbon fiber and tightens this top piece. And it actually works pretty well in just perfectly holding this. Like, this is in here. Like, there we go. Like, it's fucking in there. It's not gonna fall apart, and that's sort of it. Like, this thing is worked really well. I haven't need to make any upgrades. I would suggest that, like, if you do really want to try and do this with Oculus controllers, you can, but you're gonna have to tighten this really hard because these are super light, and Oculus controllers are far heavier than these Vive trackers. So I'd suggest being really careful if you are gonna use Oculus controllers with this setup, because it might just pull it apart. Although I can't even. Oh. So that's literally the setup. If you guys found this video helpful, I would appreciate, you know, a like, maybe, just maybe. If you guys need any more help with this, I stream every single day on Twitch at 5 PM GMT. I stream for about 4 hours or so. If you guys want to pop in there and ask me any questions, I'm usually playing some random games like Forza. I also have a Discord link down below. I have multiple sections for you guys to ask me any questions in there. Feel free to reach out and ask me any questions about this setup and how it works. Drop a like down below if you did enjoy it. And if you really, really liked it, maybe it's subscribe. Maybe it's, you know, oh man, Yankee with the brim. That's a dead joke, holy shit.